Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Monday. We're going to make it a fabulous day, so let's kick it off with some motivation. Here's the quote. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. Doesn't it feel like everything is fast-paced now? Like people are always in a hurry, booked and busy, got places to be on the go, go, go. But in the midst of all of that, you should never be too busy to be kind. Smile and say hello to people walking by. Show more grace and less frustration when dealing with strangers or their kids. Take a deep breath and laugh it off when you're driving behind a slow car. Be kind to yourself when you're running behind or your day just isn't going as planned. Everything is fine. The world is not over. And guess what? You can just brush it off and try again tomorrow because every day is a new opportunity to get it right. So let's rise, shine, and be great. Now on to today's show. I am speaking with Pastor Tim Holman with the YMCA to learn about their upcoming 19th annual Good Friday event. Then Visit Fort Wayne is here to share about the exciting festivities, concerts, and events taking place around the fort throughout the month of March. And they also break down St. Patrick's Day weekend for us. And later, it's Money Monday, and Foster Financial is here to give us holistic financial advice about health savings accounts. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
The YMCA is a prominent nonprofit organization in our community. Their mission is putting Christian principles into practice through programs that build healthy spirit, mind, and body for all. And joining me today is their Director of Christian Emphasis, Tim Holman. Good morning, Tim.
Hi, Jessica.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Yes. And so I know that the YMCA has so many amazing programs that you all execute throughout the year. And the program that we're going to talk about today is your upcoming Good Friday breakfast.
That's right.
Yeah, so tell me all about it.
Yeah, so our CEO, Marty Pastura, who retired in 2019, started this 19 years ago as a way to bring the community together. So it's a special Easter celebration, and the YMCA, Young Men's Christian Association, just wanted to find a way to bring churches together. And so no one was doing anything like this. And so here we are 19 years later, bringing together a lot of our business partners and community partners and church partners and volunteers and friends to celebrate Easter with us.
Yeah, that's so nice. And it's going to be at the Memorial Coliseum, so that means that there's going to be a big turnout.
That's right, that's right. We're hoping for 600 to 700 people to join us, and it's free parking, so I know everybody loves to go to the Coliseum and get free parking.
Yes, exactly. So tell me, what can people expect from this event? Of course, it's taking place on Good Friday, which is March 29th.
That's right.
And so kind of lay out what the morning will look like.
Yeah, so when they arrive a little before 7:30, we have a beautiful buffet breakfast available for them that everyone loves. It'll be very delicious. They take care of us there at the Coliseum. And then our program starts at 8, and so we'll have one of our local ministers used to give a warm, welcoming devotion. Andrew Ritzmaker, our current CEO, has been with us for about a year. We'll kind of update everyone on the great things ahead for the YMCA, which I think the community will definitely want to hear. And then our speaker, Timothy Alexander, just an amazing, inspiring story. He's a young man, faced great adversity, and still pursued his dreams. And so he has a very inspiring, faith-based message that I think everyone's going to really enjoy. And to highlight all of it, City Church and Jordan Applegate and his worship team will be providing some very inspiring music too. So I think everyone's going to walk away from that morning just encouraged. Our theme is let your light shine. And so I think that's definitely going to happen.
I love that. Let your light shine. What a way to kick off Good Friday and to start kind of roll into Easter weekend.
That's right. That's right.
That sounds really great. And so people can purchase tickets in advance. And I know that they have to purchase them pretty much now because it closes on March 22nd, correct?
That's right. That's right. So they can go to our website, fwymca.org/GFB. so pretty easy to find. Tickets are $35 per person. If there's any organizations out there that like to sponsor a table and kind of highlight their company and their participation in our event, they can do that too. $600 for a table of 8 gets them some great promotion, and they can invite their friends and coworkers to join them there.
Yes, and you mentioned that people who attend will get a little sneak peek, a little overview of what's happening and the Y. So can you share with me right now just some highlighted initiatives that the Y is really focusing on for this year?
Well, 3 big things that the Y is always focused on is youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. And there's a lot of ways those intertwine, but a big emphasis is on our youth. And so we run a very extensive youth sports program, and we want to include more youth and more variety of programming just to get kids off the couch and into groups. You know, we've realized there's an epidemic of loneliness. Surgeon General has highlighted that. And so for our young people who in Indiana are facing some real struggles, we can do something really big for them at Fort Wayne, and creating gardening programs, getting them outdoors, getting their hands dirty, summer day camps, and all variety of crafts and arts, music, you name it. We're really building up our capacity to serve thousands of more youth.
Wow.
And I think families are going to really, really enjoy that.
Yeah, that is important. Just really giving them other options. And I love that you highlighted on some hobbies that people probably don't think of, or kind of developing their skill set, gardening and getting out with spring break coming up. And then, of course, with summer, kids need to stay active. They need to stay busy. And so what ways do you all really recruit in new youth? If someone's watching and they have a child that wants to be a part of the YMCA, how should they go about doing so?
Well, they can always go to our website and they can search through. We have hundreds of programs that we're already offering, and we have a lot of members that participate and they come to work out. They're in our fitness center, but they don't always realize what else we could do for their full family. And so a lot of times they just go to the front desk and say, I've got a 10-year-old, I got an 8-year-old, I got a 2-year-old. You know, a lot of families, they can take advantage of our swim lessons, and that opens up a whole new avenue for the family to come and play in the pool. Our Jorgensen YMCA has an outdoor pool that is so beautiful, that is open to every member of the YMCA. And a lot of them have splash pads. And so just ways that families can find out more. Just ask that front desk person, what can you do for a while? And we've got a great marketing team, and they're always coming up with new ways to get those programs out. So follow us on Facebook, and they can find out a lot of our new and cutting edge programs there.
Yeah, that is so great. And before I let you go, Tim, I'm really interested in your position. So you are the Director of Christian Emphasis, and that really does hone in on the fact that the YMCA really cares about incorporating those Christian principles.
That's right.
Because you used to be a pastor.
That's right.
And so kind of share with me a little bit about what you get to do in this role and your outreach strategy.
Well, you shared our mission at the opening of this piece. And so part of it is, what does it mean to be a mission-based nonprofit that has a history? We've been in Fort Wayne since the 1850s. And Christian businessmen started this program to really care for young men who were coming in from the fields to work in the city. And it's grown from there. But there was always this emphasis on being more inclusive for people that didn't have a home or didn't have a place to fit in. And so it's really putting Christian principles into practice for all. And so we think about the principles of Jesus Christ and how he welcomed and loved and forgave. How do we keep treating people like that? So how we treat people is really important. Love, care, serve. And we can always do better. But we're always coming up with new programs. Who aren't we serving yet? Who could really benefit from a program that we have? How do we include them, adapt and serve in new and fresh ways, trying to be creative in that way. And that's a really important part of our heart and our spirit and our posture in the community.
Yeah, well, awesome. Well, keep doing it.
Well, thank you.
Doing the good work and getting out the good gospel.
Thanks, Jessica.
Yeah, such a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you. If you'd like more information about the YMCA's 19th annual Good Friday Breakfast is taking place on March 29th. We'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Spring is right around the corner, and there are so many fun things to do around the fort. So joining me today is Erin with Visit Fort Wayne. She is their digital content manager. Hello, good morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so happy that you're here because I know that there is so much happening. I mean, we're already rolling into March.
Yes.
Can you believe I'm like March?
I know. February
March.
flew by. I can't believe it.
It did. Yeah. Okay. And of course, the weather is going to be getting nicer and people can get outside. But there's also indoor activities. So give me an overview of some of the top things happening this month.
Yes, March is always full of great events. So a few coming up. We're really excited to once again host the NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship.
Okay.
So that'll be March 14th and 16th. We're so excited. So the top 4 Division III teams will be here in Fort Wayne Thursday, the 14th, for those semifinal games. And then on Friday, we're going to crown another champion right here in Fort Wayne. So that's always a lot of fun. Yeah. Of course, the same weekend is St. Patrick's Day. So that's a really big weekend going on. So lots of fun there. So on Saturday, the whole family can come downtown for the Get Green Fest, which is always a lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
And there's that St. Mary's River Greening at 11 a.m. And then family-friendly activities all day long. Or if you're 21 and over, you can go to one of your favorite bars like J.K. O'Donnell's or Deer Park. Places like that. They're going to have live music, some great festivities going on all weekend long. So we're really excited.
Okay, so we have to talk about this Go Green because it was so fascinating to me years prior. I'm like, so the river turns green? So the firefighters are literally out there with like green dye.
Yes.
And they keep going until the whole river is green.
Yes, it's amazing. You know, we really always hope for great weather for that. But yes, they use eco-friendly vegetable dye. So it's safe for the rivers and everything. But yeah, they bring out their fire hoses and spray that green into the river. It's so fun to see.
And make it neon. Yeah, that is fun. And like you said, activities going around for the family. And then a bar crawl. Who doesn't love a bar crawl?
I know. And we have so many great places here in Fort Wayne too. So you can get your green beer. You can go other places to find some great Irish food. There are plenty of options.
Okay, awesome. And this is taking place on Saturday, the 16th.
Yes.
Okay, and then anything on that Sunday on actual St. Patty's Day?
Yes. So at J.K. O'Donnell's, they're going to have events and live music Saturday and Sunday. And that's all taking place on the Pitch, which is their outdoor soccer-themed bar right behind the pub, which is a lot of fun.
Yes.
And then Deer Park, they're going to have festivities going on Friday through Sunday. So that keg toss, they're going to have the People's Parade, Irish Road Bowling going on all weekend long. So Saturday and Sunday, St. Patrick's Day itself, there's plenty to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, love that. So then we're rolling a little bit further into March. And so the first day of spring will be approaching on March 20th, of course. Also my birthday. That's how I know it. And then, so what's happening that week?
Yeah, so there is so much going on. We love springtime here in Fort Wayne. And so places like Promenade Park, Lindenwood Nature Preserve, you can find so many kind of great guided hikes going on, some great outdoor activities to get you, you know, back in touch with nature and outdoor. The Botanical Conservatory, they right now have a great exhibit going on. It's their Botanical Speedway exhibit, which is so much fun. And that's going on just through early April. And then their live butterflies return. So lots of different ways to kind of get in touch with nature as we welcome spring here in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I love that. So we did visit the Botanical Conservatory for the speed racing, the outdoor thing. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and the kids were loving it. If y'all haven't seen it, go back and find that segment. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Kids are like, and the parents are like, have a good time. And there's actually a real Indy car there, life-size real race car that people can sit in and take photos.
I know. It's so much fun. I've seen people of all ages getting their picture taken in that car, so it's a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. And then as we're closing out March, anything else happening?
We just have some great, you know, performances, concerts, shows going on, so be sure to check out that performance calendar. There's a Disney Princess concert coming up, which I know is going to be a lot of fun. Some great shows with the Philharmonic. They're doing a Sinatra and Beyond night, so that's going to be amazing. And then just some other comedy and concerts going on, so really something for everybody this month.
There really is. I know that the Embassy has a few shows. Comedy, I love that you said that because people don't know there's actually some really great comedy stores, comedy shops here, however you want to say it, but like Summit Comedy Club.
Yes.
They always have like known comedians roll in, they do their spot and roll out. It's like you have to catch them.
I know. It's really cool. They're bringing in a lot of kind of big up-and-coming comedians that are touring around, so don't miss that. They have a lot of good names coming in.
I love that. Okay, so much to do for this month, and then of course you guys have to come back to let us know what's happening in April.
Oh my gosh, so much happening then. I can't wait.
I know. Well, thank you so much, Erin. It was such a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you.
And if you'd like more information about everything that's taking place in Fort Wayne, you can visit the Visit Fort Wayne's website. We'll have it listed below, and we'll be right back.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. It's time for Money Monday, where we provide you with holistic financial advice, but specifically for women in planning for your retirement. And joining me today is Caleb Doan, the Vice President of Foster Financial. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Going good, going good. So let's jump straight into it.
Yeah.
HSAs, health savings accounts. I know that we discussed these before, but they're so important, especially at the top of the year, right? Because you're trying to understand what your planning is throughout the year for your medical bills. So give us an overview about an HSA.
Yeah, absolutely. So the HSAs are a very tax advantaged account that I think a lot of people use, but they don't use to the full capability of what the HSA kind of offers. And so some of the basics are, you can contribute to an HSA. When you contribute, you actually get to deduct that on your taxes. So if you put in $5,000, you get a $5,000 deduction on your taxes that year. The money goes into the HSA and then it can be invested. And that's where a lot of people, I guess, drop the ball or they don't fully take advantage of the investment options inside their HSA. And if it is invested, it grows completely tax-free and comes out completely tax-free as long as you use it for qualified medical expenses.
Okay.
And so I think 401ks do a really good job of making it very easy to set up. A lot of times you're defaulted into them, you're contributing, and usually you're defaulted into an investment option in the 401k. HSAs are almost never like that. A lot of times you have to kind of opt in to use the HSA in the first place.
Right.
And then even when you are contributing, it's almost never automatically invested for you. You kind of have to take that step to go in and see what the investment options are and then actually take the step to invest it.
Okay, so it sounds like there's multiple steps. So number one is actually setting up the account and letting your employer know, right? Because it's through your employer?
Yep.
Okay, and so once that's set up, do you start to contribute to it first before you do the investment?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, you'll start to contribute to it. Sometimes an employer will contribute, $1,000 a year. Maybe they have a matching schedule for the HSA. But then you have the ability to contribute too. And it's usually very similar to your 401k. It's like salary deferral where you can say, hey, I want, 1% of my salary withheld every paycheck for the HSA contributions. And then the money goes in there, it builds up, and then you can invest it.
And you said that the max is $5,000 that you can put a year?
So it depends whether you're a family or whether you're a single person on the plan. For a family, for 2024, I want to say it's $8,300. And then for somebody who's just single on the plan, it's $4,150, half of that.
So if they're using it for medical expenses, qualified medical expenses throughout the year, do they have to save up that allocated money before they can use it? So if you have an HSA, you start in January. If you don't trickle that almost $5,000 into your account until December, you don't get to use it that year, right?
Right, yeah. You have to have money in there in order for you to use it. But one of the really good strategies that we use is actually delaying using the money in the HSA. To give it time to grow.
Right.
And so, for example, especially with younger clients, if you can afford to pay for some of your medical expenses out of pocket, a lot of times we have people do that so that the money in the HSA can grow, be invested in the market, grow completely tax-free, and then we kind of earmark that account and say, hey, we're actually going to use that for medical expenses in retirement. And that way, the money in the HSA, we invest it and it grows and it becomes bigger if it grows with the market than what it was if you just left it in cash and used it for your expenses. And I know it can be, I guess, a tough thing because you have this HSA, let's say there's $5,000 in there, and all of a sudden you have a $500 medical bill that comes up. You really want to just swipe the HSA card and not have to worry about it. But the HSAs are so tax advantaged, the government literally prevents how much you can put in there. They cap how much you're allowed to put in. They say, hey, these are so great, you're only allowed to put in this much. And once you pull the money out, you can't just turn around and immediately put it back in. You're still subject to that cap, whatever it is. Right. So a lot of times we say, hey, let's actually keep this money in there, let's invest it, let's allow it to grow, and then let's use it in the future.
Yeah, and so who qualifies for an HSA? Is it just anyone who is employed?
That's a great question. So you have to be on an HSA eligible health insurance plan.
Oh, okay.
And these are usually what are called high deductible health plans. And the ranges kind of change every single year for what is actually a high deductible health plan. But a lot of people are on high deductible health plans and have access to an HSA.
Okay.
But a lot of times it's something you kind of have to opt into at work. You know, you might have heard it in, onboarding or an HR meeting or something. They're like, hey, you have access to an HSA. But usually you kind of have to take the initiative to set it up.
To set it up, okay. But I love that. I like the strategy in it, especially if people don't have many medical expenses. Young people, they can get it started and then roll it, and use it for retirement. That's great.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Or like if people don't have kids right now, kids are expensive, especially from the medical side. So start contributing to it, and maybe we use it for kids.
Okay, so actually, little side question on that. If someone does collect money in their HSA and they have a young child, are they able to pull that money to use it on medical expenses, but for your child?
Yep.
Or for your spouse?
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times people, a family is kind of on one of the spouse's health insurance too, right? So I mean, the whole family is kind of covered underneath that HSA. But yeah, you're certainly able to use it for your spouse and your kids.
Wow, okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks, Caleb.
Yeah, you bet.
And Foster Financial, of course, is here to help women plan for retirement. So we'll be sure to list their phone number below for your complimentary consultation. And I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, you can catch up on episodes or segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Monday, and I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.